atmosphere? Just talk about the conditions out there and what would you like to get that win today?
Yeah, it was weird to play a game when it looks like, in some of those ballparks where they have grills and barbecues out in the outfield and the smoke's blowing across. It was definitely weird. But I thought, with the way the wind was playing, I thought Tommy did a really good job of setting the tone, attacking the strike zone, and then Braden Sloan does what Braden Sloan does. And but I thought a couple of the key plays was Karson Bowen coming up firing right on the bag to get that out, and then obviously Braden Sloan's not known for the greatest pickoff move in the world, but I think it's the second one of the year. So I thought that was a big momentum switch too, in terms of they got a guy on with a leadoff dose, and then got the next two guys out and then picked them off. So, and offensively, I thought, that's a really good left-handed pitcher that we faced. A true Friday night ace, and I thought, we had really good at-bats. Obviously, the big one was Noah Franco's home run that kind of got up in the wind, and I'll take every single one of them. You just missed one at Texas State, and this one somehow stayed fair down the left field line.
You talked about Bowen's throw and Sloan's pickoff, but the big relay in the first inning and Tommy falling backwards, getting the lead out at third base, those seemed like pretty big defensive plays. Yeah,
I was actually yelling at him in the dugout to tell him to throw it to first, because that would have been 2 outs, and I felt confident that he could execute pitches and get the guy out. But he went to third, and I was like, one of those deals where a basketball player takes a shot and you're like, no, and it goes in, and you go, yes. So that was big. We tried, the guy at second base was off considerably, and we had a pickoff play on and just didn't execute it, which didn't look good at the time in terms of them getting their second run. But we thought we had an out there and just didn't work out. But like I said, I thought Tommy threw the ball extremely well, got us into the sixth, and then we're able to kind of turn it over to Sloaney.
Coach, what did you see from Tommy in this start that you didn't see in the previous two?
Well, I thought he threw the ball well his previous 2 starts. I thought, I thought he handled himself a little bit better, and I thought he was more consistent with his pitches. For me, it was, confidence in throwing his slider and his changeup. I thought that was huge in terms of quite a few lefties and hitters counts to get outs on the changeup, and then threw some really big sliders. And his fastball, like I said to him when I took him out, I said, with the exception of the double in the first inning, every other hit was kind of just a ground ball that got through. And he's got a really good sinker, and sometimes they hit him at somebody, and sometimes they don't. But I was really proud of the way he handled himself when, threw the ball away. A couple things could have kind of gone a little bit sideways on him, and I thought he regrouped and did a really good job of keeping his composure, and he just kept attacking. And I thought the secondaries for him today were key.
Cadena was behind the plate on Tuesday, left field tonight. Just how much does his versatility allow you to kind of mix and match?
Yeah, Manny Ramirez in left field making the second out of the ninth inning there. So, yeah, his versatility. He played a ton of outfield last year for Mo at Ohio State. So we know he's a really good outfielder, and like we said, the versatility for our lineup to get different people in, has been key. And he did a good job on Tuesday behind the plate, and so it was good. Yeah, it was good to get him his first reps out. Well, he was in left field, I think, against San Diego maybe on Monday. With the exception of that, that's only the second time out there on a difficult day. With the wind the way it was playing, that was a difficult outfield to play, and did a really good job. I think the play that Sawyer made in the ninth on a ball that was getting knocked down. I thought he did a really good job, because that could have very easily, fallen, or maybe he misplayed it, but I thought he did a really good job, got a good jump, and gloved it.
Ken Boo's kind of been the spark plug for Arizona State this season. How big was it to get him off the base paths tonight?
Well, yeah, if you didn't notice, he was really hobbling. We noticed that when they got here, he was in a boot. I'm not sure what happened on Tuesday night against Arizona. I know they were trying to figure out if he was able to go or not. He's a special, talented hitter, and I think when you take away, obviously the legs a little bit, for us it was a deal where, you always want to get the leadoff guy out and make sure that you got to execute pitches against that guy, and we did enough, but I know that I don't know if he's going to be out there again tomorrow. Probably will be. He looks like he's a pretty gritty guy that you got to rip him out of the lineup. So guys made good pitches.
Move Snyder up in the lineup today. Was that just a vote of confidence for him, how he's this week?
Yeah, I think it had a little bit. Bowen is up in the 2. The right, left. You kind of looked at our lineup. That's the way it went through the whole way. With Noah, I think in the 5th. Kind of just with the different pieces of the puzzle, and with the way he's swinging it offensively, you kind of just shift him back up. And sometimes you let guys hang out at the bottom when they're going good and just let them be. But we feel like our whole lineup, to be honest with you, you can flip it on its head, and we feel real confident about what our guys can do 1 through 9. Really after the first time through the order, the where they're hitting in the order for the most part isn't a huge deal, because you want guys at the bottom of the order to set the table for guys at the top of the order, and guys at the top of the order to be driving guys in. And so, through a 9-inning game, there's going to be some big spots, and I know Stroh got a couple, so it was good for him to see him continue to hit.
You got Mason going tomorrow, Jack Martinez on the mound for them.
Yep.
What do you like about that pitching matchup?
Well, it's going to be a righty versus a lefty, and Martinez has been really, really good. And it's going to be fun for Brass to get his, I think it's his second start, and he's deserved it, he's earned it, and it'll be a great college baseball game. Hopefully we had a great crowd tonight. I'm not sure exactly what the 4,500 people, and I'm hoping tomorrow a little bit less dust particles in the air, and hoping for even a better turnout tomorrow.
Hey, as you got yourself through the non-con and you got your first game, win at the Big 12, what do you like about your team going into this game?
Well, I like the way that they've been complementary in terms of the way they've been playing, pitching, defense, and hitting. And I think, if you do all 3 of those things, you have a really good chance of winning every game you play. And if you only do 2 out of 3, you're going to be in a lot of those games. And if you do less than that, you're probably not going to be very successful. So, there's certain days where the hitters pick up the pitchers and vice versa. But I think the constant, I think we had a couple errors today. I think one was maybe Colton, and the other one was Tommy. But I thought, there was a couple really good plays by Silva on some slow rollers. And so, coming into it, you're always excited to get conference play going. But we talked about in here prior to the game was, just stay hungry, have that big desire to win, regardless if you're playing a Tuesday night game or a Friday night game. It really shouldn't matter. And I think they've taken a professional approach in terms of, I thought they prepared unbelievably before the game in terms of their work to get ready for the game. And then, at that point, the coaches just kind of take a step back and let the guys go to work. And it was fun to be able to watch them go out and compete in a nice 3-2, Friday night game in Big 12 play. Cool.
Stealing a base in the 8th against Arizona is how we heard it.
Really?
Rolled over real bad.
Really?
Yeah.
Don't. I'll just look this way. What do you want me to do with my hands?
Just whatever you're feeling. Whatever you're feeling.
Car was going real fast.
All right, perfect. Yeah, great impression. Tommy, talk us through your start tonight. Obviously, the conditions were a little crazy out there. Just what was your mindset going into this game, and how good was it to get into the 6th inning tonight?
Yeah, obviously the last 2 starts haven't been my best. So I've been doing a lot of talks with some coaches, pitchers on the team, and one of our mental coaches, just trying to kind of eliminate expectations and just go in with a lot clearer of a mind. Just try to take the pressure off it, and go out there and have fun, because at the end of the day, it is a kids game. I just kind of tried to go out there and just know that everyone was going to play for me, and I know I got a great defense behind me and bats that are getting hot. So it's easy to pitch with confidence whenever you have great catcher behind the plate, great defense behind you.
Let's talk about the first inning. You get the big relay to get the out of first base. Karson has a thrown out tonight at second. Silva's doing his thing. You mentioned the defense already, but just how much does that get you pumped up on the mound?
Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable. For a defense to pick you up is just, it gives you all the confidence in the world to just be confident in the zone and not have to pitch scared, because I know that even if it's good contact, that there's a good shot that my fielders are going to make a play. And even when I do give up a base hit, Bobo's been a brick wall back there, and he's got a cannon, so it's always a good time to throw to him. And our defense has just been unbelievable. So it just gives you all the confidence in the world.
The play you made at third base tonight. TFPs, how much pride do you take in that?
Oh my gosh, that was awesome. Coach Lon throws around the word warlock a lot. I don't know that I'm quite there yet, but I think I'm going in the right direction.
Lowe said he was shouting to go to first on that play. Did you hear that?
No, in the moment, I saw him halfway there, and I'm like, I got him. So just made a little knee throw. I'm sure he was probably ripping his hair out watching it live, but it ended up working out. So, yeah.
You talked about confidence and expectations. What's your confidence like when you're handing the ball to a guy like Brayden Sloan?
Oh my gosh, I was talking to some guys in the dugout about it. He's he's unbelievable. And I mean, he's the best dude, great teammate. So it's awesome that a good dude is having so much success right now because he goes about it the right way and handles his business. And I mean, he's just been unhittable as of recently. And I mean, he pitches so confidently that it gets our hitters going. And I mean, the second like you hand him the ball, you're like, okay, well, my job's done. I know he's going to come in and kick the door in. So, I mean, it's awesome to have him right there.
Coach, talk about just trying to keep your emotions in check in your previous starts, but how do you toe that line between keeping your emotions in check but also being yourself out there on the mound?
Yeah, man, it's tough being a kind of a high emotion guy, kind of trying to ride the roller coaster, not get too high, not get too low. But I mean, it's just been a lot of work with the breath and a lot of work with just staying confident, not getting too high, not getting too low. And I think that, Bo and some of the coaches, some of the other pitchers have done a really good job of kind of keeping me in the right zone of not getting too low, not getting too high.
Yeah, that triple in the first inning and the relay and throw out the home. Talk me through your emotions through that play.
Yeah, man. I mean, just left to change up, and I mean they're a great hitting team, so he put a good swing on it. Little miss. I don't really know what happened in the outfield, but I mean, just cuts and relays. We work on that so much. I mean, Coach Mo has those guys dialed out there, so I mean, it's awesome. Like I talked about earlier, it just gives you all the confidence in the world knowing that they're gonna go out there and make plays for you.
You mentioned him a couple times, but just talk about Carson's influence that you got on campus this year.
Oh my gosh, it's awesome to have so many like K-Bo and just all the older leadership has done a great job of kind of just setting the standard of like what it means to be a Horned Frog. Like obviously coming in as a transfer, you come into a school that has such a great culture and a great history of winning that it can be a little bit like daunting to like a little intimidating to come in. But I mean, these guys I think we're a family, and they've done a great job of accepting all of us, bringing all of the freshmen and transfers in, and just being like, hey man, here's how to be a Horned Frog, here's how to do it. And I mean, to have K-Bo behind the plate, just such a confident catcher, such a sure-handed guy, he's able to really get me out there to just relax and slow down and just a little fist pump. And I mean, he's unbelievable behind the plate.
Back on Friday night, kind of ended the season on that way up for Wichita State. What did that do for you tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the throwing under the lights is a lot of fun. Obviously, Cademan going down is, tragic, but I mean, he's just the best teammate. I mean, he's been a huge mentor for me. So, I mean, for him to be so cool about the unfortunate scenario has been really cool. But I mean, it's always fun to throw in front of a big crowd with all the lights going. I mean, it gets your adrenaline going. But I mean, just kind of try and take all of it out of it, take all the good energy, leave the negativity and anxiety, and just go back on the attack. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Tom.
Thank you.
Do you want me to scoot over?
No, you're good. It's
Okay.
just like sinking the tripod. I just have to hold it. Okay, you're good.
All right, Carson, just talk us through tonight. Obviously, some interesting conditions out there. What was it like playing out there tonight?
Yeah, it was. I feel like the dust is still on my contacts for sure, but it was brutal. I mean, you kind of knew going into it when I walked outside today. I was like, all right, this is going to be a dry one, a windy one. But, I think we know our field the best, and we always say, like, we were talking about today how games like this play into our favor because we've played here. We know what the wind's going to do. And, I feel like I was surprised how many balls stayed in the yard tonight. I thought there was going to be a whole bunch of homers, but a 3-2 game is not what I envisioned. So, yeah.
Starting the season off 1-0 conference play, what does that mean for you guys in the locker room based on how the winning streak y'all been on?
Yeah, I think we talked about it earlier, but try not to put any more emphasis now that it's conference. Just play the same game, try to do our thing. But, starting off 1-0 in conference play obviously feels good. So I think last year we kind of got our butts handed to us, Friday night opening conference. So it feels good to get a win, especially a close ball game. These are really fun. It's like this is what I picture when I think of a college baseball game. So I think it was awesome, great game for all around.
Tommy called you veteran leader a moment ago. Do you feel like you've been here long enough to be a veteran?
What's funny is even the umpire today was, gosh, I thought you graduated. And I was like, I'm not even 20 yet, I'm not even 21 yet, which is crazy. So, but yeah, I think I've played a lot of baseball here, obviously, and love this place with all my heart. And then I try to do as much as I can to pour back into those guys, the guys who are going to be here for the years to come. So, I don't know. I don't feel old enough, but I've been here a long time. So, I don't know. I love this place.
You've been platooning so so far this season,
Mhm.
Nolan Traeger. What have you seen from him whenever you're taking your days off?
Yeah, I mean, he's just such a great young catcher, and he does things the right way. And just like I was saying, I try to pour back into him and teach him everything that like Curtis taught me when I started catching. So I think it's just been such a good lineage of great catchers through TCU. So I think it's just so important for me to help him and just do anything I can to just help him succeed. And he's been killing it. So I'm really happy for him.
Speaking of a guy that's been killing it, just talk about what you've seen from Braden Sloan this year.
Gosh, he is so fun to watch. And I think like Tommy hit it right on the nail where when he comes into a game, you just know he's going to keep it right where it is and give you a great chance to win. So I think his energy that he brings and his nickname Psycho Sloan has kind of gone viral. So, and I love it and I agree. I think he just brings the juice. He's going to go out there and do what he does. And even the umpire today said, I'd rather face a guy throwing 100 than Braden Sloan. So, which I think I agree with too. So yeah.
You and Silva both haven't bounced back years this year after
Mhm.
last year. You and him have been close for 3 years.
Yeah.
What does it mean for you two to be on the field
Yeah.
as well as you like?
Yeah, I think it's obviously last year didn't go the way we wanted, and me and him both, we joke and say like, if anyone ever says anything about last year, we're like, what was last year? Like we act like we don't remember because you got to have a short-term memory to play this game. So I think us putting in that hard work and really wanting to bounce back, and I think both of us talked about it over the summer and coming back in the fall and how we obviously wanted to play better last year, but we felt more bad for not helping the team as much as we could and kind of playing for TCU. So I think we just want to go out there and do what we can and control what we can control.
What needs to happen tomorrow and Sunday to make sure you come away with this strong performance again?
Yeah, I think keep taking care of the baseball, keep putting good swings on the ball. We out hit them tonight, which is great, and I feel like we just had really good at bats the whole night. So I think take care of the ball is obviously most important. That goes with throwing strikes, which I think we have Brassfield on the mound tomorrow, I think. And he's going to go out there and do his thing. So I'm excited to see a young guy get his first start. Maybe not, no, second start, first weekend start. So I'm excited to see that and just kind of go out there, throw strikes, take care of the ball, and play our game.
Last thing, just
Mhm.
on that relay in the first inning,
Yeah.
just talk about what you saw from your perspective on that play, obviously.
Yeah. I mean, when it went up, I thought it was a home run because of just the wind, and then I heard something loud, and I guess it was Brunson's palm with the ball, so he almost caught it, but and then they got it in, and I was surprised he went home, and then Anthony made a great play, and it just stuck right in my glove, and then I just tagged him. So those plays are always fun, and I'm glad everything worked out because sometimes the ball pops out when you really don't want it to, so I'm glad it didn't. Perfect.